In this video, I'm taking you through Stellar AIO from start to finish to get you ready for Pokemon's 30th anniversary. If you are planning on using Stellar AIO or any other bot, you need to watch this video because here is the truth. A badly set up Stellar is just as useless as having no bot at all. And when it comes to a drop as big as Pokemon's 30th anniversary, there is absolutely no room for error. Getting right into it, I'm going to assume that everybody watching this video has already installed Stellar for the first time. It's very easy to install it. When you join Stellar's Discord, you get full instructions on how to install it, and it'll take you into a screen that looks exactly like this on my computer. And if you haven't already bought Stellar yet, you can find a link in the description of this video, and there's a nice little discount code on there as well. Now that we've got Stellar opened up for the very first time, there's a couple things to really understand here. Stellar is an automated checkout software to aid you in getting Pokemon. You can use it for anything like Pokemon, One Piece, Magic the Gathering, Nvidia graphics cards, whatever it may be, the bot supports it as long as it's retail items. So when you load it up here, the first page you'll get to is this dashboard page. This page really doesn't do much. All it does really is show you some kind of stats, your total tasks, running tasks, added to cart, checkouts, all stuff like that, and you can see recent orders and stuff in here. I've cleared my Stellar for the sake of this video so I can show you how to do it from start to finish. Before we get into all of these little tabs on the side here, what we're going to do first is we're going to head over to the settings section. Once we're in the settings section, you'll be taken to this general tab at the top here, and there's a couple things that we need to do when we first get started with Stellar. We need to basically come over to the Discord section. We need to set up a little personal Discord server so Stellar can send us information about what it's doing while the bot is running. Setting up a personal Discord is how we receive all that information. Once you're on Discord, it will look like this. I'm assuming most people in this video are going to be familiar with Discord. You want to click on the top left, and you want to click add server. You want to click create my own. You want to click for me and my friends. You want to call it whatever you want. This bit doesn't matter. Click create. And then you can see here now, we've got this little PB tab here, which is just the initials of what our server's called. Inside of our server, what I like to do is I like to keep it very simple. I like to just do a little quick cleanup, delete absolutely everything in here, and then we'll start again from the start. So now that we've cleaned our server, what I like to do is create a few different channels. So first of all, we'll call the first one checkouts. We'll call the second one monitor. And we'll call the third one failed checkouts. So very simple. What we do here is we click on the checkouts channel here, and then we need to get a webhook. And a webhook is basically a link to post stuff in your Discord server. So you come over here, you go to the channel, you click this little cog, you go to integrations, you go to webhook, and you go create webhook. Once you've done that, you want to click copy webhook URL, copy the webhook, and then basically we want to put this one in here first. So we pop that in there, we click test, go back to our Discord, and boom, your webhook has been successfully configured. But we aren't done there yet. We now want to grab our monitor webhook. So we're going to go into here again, integrations, webhooks, create webhook, create a new webhook, and then we basically copy webhook URL. What I did there is I created two by accident, just went back and deleted one, but copy the webhook URL, paste that in our monitor one. Then as well, we want to go to our failed checkouts here. Again, create another webhook, boom, chuck that in there. And then if you're in the UK specifically as well, if you're an American watching this video, you don't need to worry about this. But if you are in the UK, you want to put your checkout webhook as your 3DS webhook as well. Some more things you want to do here is you want to scroll down and you want to find this send on failure option here. So tick that on, so this will, if something fails, it'll send it to your Discord. It's really good to know, and it's really good practice to just know why your bot's not working. Send on 3DS secure, you want to send that as well. That'll just notify you if you're in the UK that you've been challenged with 3DS. Obviously you'll be going to solve that. Another thing worth ticking on is mention at everyone in the server, just so you get a notification as well. And now if we was to run the bot, while our bot's running, it will be streaming all of these messages into our Discord server. Now that we've done that, now we're gonna head over to the general tab. I'm gonna check on another box here called confirm stop all tasks. What this setting does, when you're running tasks on Stellar, you will see two buttons, start all, stop all. If you don't tick this box on, if you click stop all of your tasks will stop without any confirmation. Honestly, the amount of times I've done it and the amount of times I've seen other people do it, so check that on. It will honestly save you a lot of issues. Moving on from there, we're gonna keep scrolling through here. Discord, we've set all of that up. Shopify, we can leave that blank for now. SMS and phone, you can leave that off, it's really not needed for anything. Sounds, this is just where you configure your checkout sound and stuff. When you get to Captcha, one thing I like to tick on here is don't focus window. This basically stops your capture harvesters from becoming focus point on Stellar, and you basically can't view what's going on from Stellar because all of your captures are becoming the focal point of your computer. These ones here, 2 capture, anti-capture, cap solver, cap monster key, you can leave these blank. AYCD, leave that blank unless you use an AYCD. Shape, this is if you're botting target and you need the bot to be harvesting shape tokens for you. You can leave these blank and it will auto detect your browser, so no need to do anything there. Data management, this is very simple. This is if you want to export or import your data into the bot, but again, you're just starting out, you've never opened Stellar before, so you can leave that blank as well. Now that we've got our settings, we can actually go into like the inner workings of the bot. The next part of the setup that we're going to talk about is captchas. Captchas are the little challenges that you get prompted to do while you're browsing the internet. The reason that captchas exist on the internet is because they are basically challenges to prove that you are a human. This is an essential part of setting up Stellar. If you don't do this, you will hit roadblocks down the line. There is one major captcha provider on the internet and they are called Captcha. These captchas are the most technically advanced captchas and the hardest ones for the bot to solve, but don't worry, I'm going to explain how the bot handles all of this for you. They are mainly used on the Pokémon Center website to get in the queue, and they are also used for Shopify stores at checkout as well. So if you don't set up this part of the bot, you won't be able to do Shopify and you won't be able to do Pokémon Center, but it's very simple, so I'll explain it. In our bot, we have this section here called Add Captcha. I'm going to click on that now, and I'm just going to call this 1 for the sake of this video. So I'm just going to click create, and as you can see here, we've now got this little box pop up here, and we've got a few settings. But first of all, what I would say is think about this little box as one person solving captchas for you. So if I now add another one called 2, we've now got 2 people solving captchas for you. So if you are going in the queue on Pokémon Center and there's 100 captchas to solve, your 2 workers will split the 100 captchas between them and solve 1 each at the same time. For the sake of this video, I'm only going to create 2 captchas, but you can literally have 20, 30, 40 different captchas depending on how many tasks you have. It doesn't matter. What you want to do is you want to click auto click Captcha on for all of these tasks. Auto click will basically try to get past without any additional questions. If it can't, it will then open the puzzle. What you want to do next is you want to set on auto solve local Captcha. Is that basically runs an AI model on your computer which looks at the captcha pictures and will automatically try to decide what they are and select them and solve them for you. This is very accurate in the bot. There's also another mode called auto solve Captcha server side. Instead of running the local AI model on your computer to solve the captcha, it will send the captcha image to a server where the AI model is running, and the server will solve it for you, send that back to your computer, and then it will put you through the queue on Pokémon Center, for example. One thing to note here is you always want to run a split. You want to run 10 local, 10 server side. You always want to spread risk in botting, and you'll hear me mention that throughout this video many times. All your local ones might fail, but all the server side ones might succeed. And then at least, let's say you've got 10 tasks in the queue rather than 20, so you're at least going to get some Pokemon checkouts. So always keep that in mind. What I'll do now is I will just quickly show you how you can test this. So if you click test local AI on server, you can basically see the bot has just gone through, selected all the photos for me, and it is solving the captcha. Look at it. What I basically recommend is you want 1 captcha solver for every 4 to 5 tasks that you are running on a website that requires Captcha. Once you've got that set up, we can now move on to proxies. Proxies are basically IP addresses. You go out there, if you buy 100 ISP proxies, that will give you 100 different IP addresses. If you go out there and buy 5 gigabytes worth of Resi data, you will have 5 gigabytes of data to use in your bot, and ultimately you will get unlimited amounts of IP address. There's a full video, full breakdown on proxies, how they work in much more detail below in the description of this video. But again, I'm just going to quickly gloss over it for this video. You need to go and buy some proxies. If you're in the UK, you can use this website called Byte Proxies, or another one called Aurum. If you're in America, you can use something like Hype Proxies or Unknown or One Stop Proxies. Pretty much every proxy site is the same. It contains a shop like this where you can buy Resi proxies or you can buy ISP proxies. I've obviously already purchased proxies, so I'm just going to show you how to get them out there. The putting them in the bot bit is the same for every single website. So what I'll do is we'll first go and add some ISP proxies. So I'm coming over to the ISP proxies section here. I'm going to select plan. I'm gonna go to United Kingdom, and you can see I've got a plan of 75 ISP proxies. Go and watch the proxy video if you don't know the difference between ISPs and resis. Again, link in the description, but I'm gonna quickly copy these and then we'll go over to Stellar. What we wanna do here is we wanna create a new proxy group. So we come up to the top here, top right, we basically call this ISPs. We click add, now we've got this little folder. This folder is where we're gonna paste all of our proxies in. So I click on buy ISPs, I then come over to the top right here, I go manage proxies, and I find this proxy list. Then I click paste, and then boom, you can see here I've got my 75 proxies. I click save, and now you can see these are all loaded into the bot. Also, what I can do is I can test these proxies on a website that I might be interested in botting. Do not over test your proxies ever. Test them once, if they're working, test them again in a few weeks if they're still working. Do not over test your proxies. So I'll come in here, we'll click test all, boom, as you can see here, this is the green. The next thing we need to do is we need to add some residential proxies to the bot. Every website is the same. When you've got residential proxies, because you're not buying 75 proxies for a month at a time, you're buying data for proxies, you basically have to generate your proxies. So we'll come over here, we will first of all select our provider, we'll just go premium for the sake of this video. Countries, I'll put United Kingdom. Again, go and watch the proxy video for a full breakdown of all these settings, meanings and stuff, but again, rotate in, sticky, quantity, this is how many proxies we want to generate. So click generate, boom, and I'll click copy. We'll go back to Stellar. We'll go top left again here, new proxy group. We'll call this Byte, Premium, Resi, add, click on the folder, manage proxies, paste, boom. We now have two different types of proxies that the bot can use to actually start botting, and that is all we need. Next up, we have profiles. Profiles are essentially your checkout details. What you wanna do, you wanna come over to the profile section, and then we now need to make a profile group. We just call it PKC, for example. We click add, and now we've got a profile group. We click into our profile group, and we click add profile. First thing I recommend here is honestly, realistically, turn on bill and same as shipping address. So you put in your profile name, you could call this whatever. Cardholder name, your expiry date, your card type. The card type is so important. I see so many people mess up here all the time. When you're adding your cards to the bot, you need to look at what card you have. It'll be a Visa or a MasterCard. A Visa has this kind of logo on it. A MasterCard has this kind of logo on it. Make sure you select the right one. If you put a Visa card in the bot as the type as MasterCard, guess what? You're not gonna be able to buy anything. Let's say for the sake of this video, it's a Visa. We'll just put in our details now. And here we go, we've got our first profile. Obviously, you can then add a second profile. Then there will be a second box in here as well. But for the sake of this video, I will leave that out. We are pretty much good to go. That is like the initial setup, all done. That is everything you need to initially start botting. From here, the next thing to do is a task. Imagine like a little worker trying to purchase something for you. If you've got 10 tasks, it's like you've got 10 people all on the website, all trying to buy for you all at the same time. You wanna come here, you wanna go to my task groups, you wanna click plus here, and you basically wanna select your website that you want to bot. Let's say we wanna bot Pokémon Center, for example. We click this, we call it a group name, we just call it PKC, we click add, and now you see here, you've got a little box called Pokémon Center, and then you've got a little group in there called PKC. What we wanna do now is you wanna come to the top left, you wanna click create task. First thing we need to do is you need to enter a task name. You can actually leave this blank. The bot will automatically generate a task name for you. Don't need to worry about it. The next thing we have is mode. The modes for pretty much every different website you're botting will always be different. So on Pokémon Center, we have guest, we have account gen, and we have newsletter. The main mode you're gonna be looking for is called guest. It just means guest checkout. Once we've selected our mode, we need to tell the task to have a profile. So we'll select our profile called name, and then we need to select the task to have some proxies. So for this, we click buy ISPs. On Pokémon Center, a little bit of sauce. ISPs work way better than resis. Region, you want to select your region, if you're US, GB, Germany, or Canada. In our case, we'll select GB. Product URL or PIDs, you can live update this while the bot is running in the queue. So for the starters, just put in a random PID, and then when you actually get the PID for a Pokémon Center product that's dropping, while you're in the queue, just edit all tasks and update it. Delay, you delay, put in something high for Pokémon Center like 30,000. Module unlock delay, you can leave that on 0. Quantity, leave that on 1. Minimum cart quantity, leave that on 1 as well. If you're in the UK, you need Solve 3DS on, and capture provider, you want to select bot. That means that the bot will use them little capture harvester workers that we created before in the capture section to solve the captures. You want to click create, and now you'll see here is you've got like this little row here, and this is one task. Let's say you had your 5 friends you was running for as well. Once you selected the profile group in create task, it would have created 5 profiles instead of 1. But for the sake of this video, I'll show you how it looks. I just duplicate this task 5 times. So now you see we've got 5 rows, and you can see here, each one has got a play button. If you click play, you get a pause button, and that means that one task is running. So you have the task status here as well. So if I click start all at the top, you can see now all of these are on module disabled. Module disabled on Pokemon Center just means it's waiting for the queue to go live. Each site that you're botting will all have different task status and all different stuff like that. You have another button here called stop all if you want to stop all tasks. As you can see here, it says by stopping all tasks, the progress will be halted. That's because that setting we enabled in settings before. You also have a function here called edit all. It's how you live edit your tasks. You can see from here that every field is blank when you click edit all. So if you change a field, like if we change this to Byte Premium Resi and then we click save, now our checkout set of proxies is Byte Premium Resi. If I go back to edit all again and it changes to ISPs and I click save, it will be on ISPs now. Another thing is if you put in your product ID, let's say this is the actual product ID that we want to bot, we click save on there, but we leave checkout proxy blank, you can see it's now got the new product ID in here, but it didn't update the checkout set. So when you're editing all tasks, you just need to be careful and you need to keep this in mind. If you leave any fields blank, they won't be touched. The only fields that the bot will actually edit is the ones that you override. So at this point, you've got the bot set up, you've created all your profiles, you've added your 5, 10, 15, 20 profiles in, however many profiles you can get, you've added them, you've added your proxies, you've done the settings, you are ready to go. All it is now is about knowing where is going to drop Pokemon 30th anniversary, what websites are going to drop it, what sites you've got in the bot. If you, let's say, for example, Sam's Club is dropping 30th anniversary online, you would go in the bot, you would first look if it's got Sam's Club, you'd click add, and then you can see you've now got Sam's Club task here, and then you would basically, do your create task just the same as before. One final thing to mention is this identity section here in the bot. If you click on this, you have 2 different boxes. You have sessions and accounts. They're basically the same thing. So for some websites, you're gonna need to add accounts into the bot because you can't check out unless you log into an account. And then some other ones here as well, you have sessions. So for example, for Sam's Club, you would need to add Sam's Club accounts in here. You click add session, you call it your session name, you call it your email, you call it your password, and then that's how you add the information into the bot. So you can actually run some Sam's Club's tasks because, like I said, some websites require accounts to actually check out. That is all for setting up Stellar AIO for Pokemon's 30th anniversary. Some free little bits of advice that I'll give you is always try a variety of stuff. Trying different proxy providers. Some proxy providers can be really good, some proxy providers can be really bad. Make sure you've done the settings set up. Make sure you've got enough profiles to get the amount of stuff you've got. You can't add 1 profile to Stellar and expect to get 10 checkouts. And ultimately, I'd say if you're looking for some guidance, Pokemon Center, you do this. These are the exact settings. Here are the best proxy providers. You want someone to walk you through this on the phone, and click the link below this video. There's a link to the US and the UK Botting Mentorships. We run it in both the US and we run it in both the UK. You can literally just get the bot given to you, get the proxies given to you, get the guidance, get the videos, get the weekly live calls, get the one-on-one support, and just get the ultimate guidance on actually how to bot without having to do any guessing and stuff like that. But other than that, people, I definitely recommend it. Pokemon's getting harder and harder to get. Let me know below this video if you have any questions about anything. Give me some ideas for some new videos. Like, subscribe. I will see everybody in the next video.